A woman snapped what she thought was just an ordinary photo of her husband in their guide, never imagining it would turn out to be their final portrait. After taking the picture, all three mounted their horses and rode off. But in the next instant, disaster struck. The guide's horse suddenly went berserk, neighing frantically and bucking wildly, completely out of control. The guide was thrown hard to the ground, and as he scrambled backwards trying to get away, a venomous snake that had appeared behind him sank its fangs into his flesh. The guide instantly realized what had happened and quickly drew his weapon, killing the snake on the spot. Meanwhile, the couple had also been thrown from their horses. When they saw their guide was injured, they rushed over to check on him. After all, he was their only hope of getting out of this remote place alive. But the guide delivered devastating news. The snake bite meant he couldn't move around much for now. The husband would have to go chase down the horses that had bolted with their supplies, or all three of them would starve to death in this desolate valley. The man immediately set off in pursuit, but after a long chase, he only managed to recover a single donkey and one water bottle from their gear. When the woman discovered their dire situation, she frantically tried calling for help on her cell phone, but there was no signal whatsoever. As darkness fell, the three had no choice but to build a fire and spend the night where they were. By morning, things had gotten worse. The guide was violently sick, retching uncontrollably. The husband rushed to help when he heard the sounds, but there was nothing he could do. Once the guide felt slightly better, the three decided to try leaving the valley. But halfway through their trek, the woman made a horrifying discovery. The path ahead had completely disappeared. The guide was barely clinging to life, and the woman screamed desperately for help, knowing full well that no one could possibly hear her in this wilderness. To conserve their strength, the husband decided they should rest where they were. But the valley nights were brutally cold, so they needed to gather firewood to stay warm. However, when they returned with the wood, they found the guide attempting to escape on the donkey. The man ran to stop him, but while he managed to prevent the guide from leaving, the donkey broke free and ran off with what little supplies they had left. Could the three of them possibly escape from this barren valley alive?